Hello, very good morning, everyone. I am dietitian Shomendu. So I am the life member of IAPEN Kolkata chapter. On behalf of IAPEN Kolkata chapter, I welcome you all for this meeting. And in a very short notice, I have informed you. So thank you everyone for joining. I can see many practicing dietitians of Kolkata and West Bengal are there. Many students also are here there. So I have requested our national body member, Dr. Manshi Patel, to conduct this session so that many people you have queries on what is IAPN. We want to take membership of IAPN. What are the activities of IAPN and what we can do, how we can upgrade ourselves, because to serve the society first as a nutritionist, we need to establish ourselves, we need to upgrade ourselves. So without upgradation, every time you used to say me that people's or the doctor used to underestimate the dietitians, we have to establish our hole in the hospital, how to do that. So everything will be answered. But before that, I want to invite Dr. Manshi Patel, who is the consultant dietitian of Asha Kiran JHC Hospital, Pune committee member. She is also the member in the Women Hypertension Research and International Society of Hypertension, and also the CVT and American Society of Preventive Cardiology, or the Chief Program Officer of Nutrition and Hypertension Core Committee of India. So with a brief introduction, I welcome you, Dr. Manshi Patel, uh, uh, and to address this session. So after the session, if we have any questions from the participants, we will take forward with the questions and answer.
All right, Soumyendu. Thank you so much to Soumyendu and Calcutta chapter for organizing this session today. Uh, as Soumyendu pointed out, uh, probably the need of the day today is to establish ourselves as dietitians, as allied healthcare professionals, and to talk about what the future probably holds for us. And as a whole community, as a group, we cannot do uh, justice to our field until and unless we come together. Now, each one of us would have our own speciality. Each one of us would would probably specialize in one thing or the other. Now, the point is, none of us can be an expert in everything. And to establish basic protocols, basic guidelines, until and unless all of us come together, work together, have a common platform, it is not going to work out. So probably it's not just IAPN, it is all of us as dietitians where we need to maybe work with each other to make a field a success. I'll just share my screen. Let me know if you could see
Yes,
it.
it is not yet being shared. Yes, now it is shared. Yeah, it is fine.
But coming to the fact that we are talking about IAPN, see, IAPEN stands for the India Association for Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition, and it is not only about dietitians; it is about getting all healthcare professionals at on the same platform, on the same uh, at the same place, so that we work together. As a dietitian, can we work independently? No. We would need doctors and physiotherapists and nurses to assist ourselves. Similarly, nurses cannot be, they cannot exist in isolation. So, to fit in the jigsaw puzzle, to establish the nutrition core, the nutrition care process, I'm sure all of you would have studied the care process as students. Those of you who are students would probably learn very soon or would have learned about it, that for a nutrition intervention to be successful, you need a nutrition care process. For a nutrition care process, you cannot work in isolation. And that is what IAPN is aiming at, to get everyone on board, to have a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary platform where we work together. Now, with IAPN, we are looking at education, we are looking at upgrading ourselves, we are looking at connecting ourselves with other people in the faculty. Now, the main or the core aim of IAPN, if you see, is going to be the eradication of malnutrition. Malnutrition, as all of us are aware, does not exist only in the hospital. It does not exist only in children. It exists pan universe, the pan world. You would find different types of malnutritions across the country as well. As of today, maybe India is one of those countries which faces the triple burden of malnutrition, be it undernutrition, be it overnutrition, or be it micronutrient deficiencies. Now, this is what we are trying to eradicate, be it in the community or in the hospital, be it for adults or be it for children. So, the aim of the society is to improve the nutritional care of people at risk of malnutrition and food adulteration, whether in hospitals or in the community, and to improve the basic and advanced clinical research and to organize the consensus statements about clinical care and care quality control, which means we have a very, very holistic aim. This when someone asks me what is IAPN all about, believe me, it is very difficult to answer that question because it is not about just one thing. It is talking about nutrition from a very, very holistic view. It is more like a global aerial view that you have of nutrition when we talk about IAPN. This was started in 2012, way back in Bangalore, with a very small set of people, where we talked about food adulteration and malnutrition for the first time, eh, openly, to the community, and not just in closed circles. In 2019, we started our first international collaboration with the American Society of Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition, which is ASPEN. We took up the membership of ASPEN and became what is called as the global nutrition partner with ASPEN. Again, the primary aim being eradication of malnutrition. ESPL was our next step, where we talked about being a collaborator with the European Society of Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition. A lot of you probably would have attended the LLL programs that we have regularly. At least once a year is what our aim is, to talk about different diseases, different conditions, nutritional assessment, nutrition ethics, research ethics. All of those get covered in LLL. This is what the GNP network was all about. I think Koyal or Sangamitra ma'am from Calcutta, the uh, GNP member from Calcutta, and
Changamitra ma'am is the GNP member.
Sangamitra ma'am is the
Yes,
Koil
I
was
was
also
also
there.
there at that program.
Koyal was also there, right? So ultimately, what we are looking at is um, getting everyone together again from all parts of the country and establishing a place where we are at par with the international leaders. Now, these are few glimpses from what ICNC 2019 was. Again, the probably the leaders of nutrition and the leaders of medicine were present here, and we've had multiple programs ever since, be it during the lockdown or the physical sessions. But thankfully, yes, we've started with the physical sessions as well. One of the best workshops was on onco nutrition by Shiv Shankar sir. I think you guys have met him just last week. uh, Then we had a pan India workshop on critical care, especially talking about burns nutrition. I think there were almost 18 or 17 programs that were conducted on the same day to raise awareness on nutrition in critical care in different cities of the country. So it was northeast, west, south, everywhere we had a function, or we had a program conducted. So that is what we are talking about here. And ICNC also got into picture a more innovative way of learning nutrition or keeping updated with nutrition. So, nutrition, like we all know, is not just restricted to the hospital. And as I have always said, nutrition is everyone's business. So, we need to impart nutrition knowledge, we need to upgrade the nutrition awareness and literacy that exists today. uh, we have had various programs across, like I said, the nation, and there have been various faculties that have been involved in it. So it has not only been nutritionists, there have been people from agricultural college that have come and collaborated. So until and unless we talk about food security, we will not be able to achieve nutritional adequacy. Now, this is where we did have the Gastrointestinal National Congress in 2018 in Pondicherry, Jipma. We also have had lots of international collaborations, and like I said, the probably the torchbearers of each faculty. We've been lucky enough to have all of them be a part of our programs. Uh, I don't know if it makes sense or not to all of you, but when we talk about being part of an association, or I don't know, maybe the most frequent question that comes to me has been, what are the advantages of being, or what do I get out of it? My question would be, what do you want out of an association? Uh, if you're talking about nutrition awareness, if you're talking about being part of programs, if you want to be part of an organizing committee, if you want to be, uh, you know, uh, be part of different programs that are there, this is where you need to be. There are online courses. As of now, we have two courses which are running. One is your the course on the diabetes educator course, and the other is the course on hypertension, which is lifestyle management in hypertension. The course on lifestyle management in hypertension has been endorsed and supported by the International Society of Hypertension, and this is a course which is now going to be replicated in different countries as well. We also have different core groups because we understand that not everyone would be interested in just critical care or just malnutrition. So, yes, there are core groups, which means we talk about one core area of health. So, we have diabetes, hypertension, renal, oncology, the ERAS, which talks about surgery, neuronutrition, dysphagia, and the malnutrition core group, along with the gastrointestinal core group, which talk about specific nutrition interventions that are required for specific health concerns related to these fields. The international collaborations are widespread. We are members with ASPEN and ESPN. We are uh, expanding ourselves. We are trying to uh, get in touch with different associations across the world so that the learning for us is much more holistic, it is much wider and much more updated. And when I say learning for us, I mean all of us who are here. And yes, the question for membership stands there. Uh, Everyone who's done a degree in nutrition is eligible to be a member of the association. Anyone who's from a healthcare background is eligible for a membership in IAPEN. Uh, for students, you need to be at least you need to have completed your bachelor's at least. That is when you would get a life membership. Otherwise, you can opt for a student membership as well, which would be there on a yearly basis. We do talk about quality awards, so appreciating people who've contributed to a particular field, giving recognition. I believe I remember Bijoya being one of the recipients of quality awards uh, at Delhi. And so this is, which means we are not talking about only people in critical care. The quality awards go beyond that. Like I said, nutrition is something that all of us need to contribute to, all of us need to be a part of, and only then can we eradicate it. So yes, quality awards, we I think the ICNC this time, the National Congress this time would be in Chennai, and we would be giving out uh, the applications for quality awards soon. I would request all of you who've made any contribution towards nutrition to please apply for it. Research is something that we are working on. There have been a lot of publications that have come out from the onco nutrition has come up with the nutrition onco nutrition book. Those of you who are practicing would probably have received that book. It's a very ready reckoner for what kind of nutrition interventions are required in oncology. Um, Dysphagia has come up with Srimati has come up basically with a book for medical and nutrition students. So the basics of clinical nutrition is what she's talked about. We have a group from the hypertension core group, which is lifestyle management in hypertension, again endorsed by ISH. And there have been multiple research papers, at least I'm sure, about the hypertension core group. We have collaborated with the World Hypertension League and the International Society of Hypertension for different publications that have come in. We do aim to have collaborations and expand our reach to the nutrition industry, colleges, other scientific societies, hospitals, and even clinics. So this is what uh, maybe our aim and what we expect the reach to be. In 2019, there was a slight change, and IAPEN was reformed from just IAPEN to IAPEN India. And this is where we have started working on having a much more organized, sturdy, transparent system for all activities that are undertaken under IAPEN. We would welcome all of you who are anyway attached to healthcare industry to be a part of us, be it students, nurses, dietitians, pharmacists, therapists, academicians, uh, clinical researchers, people from the industry, all of us to be a part of it, ultimately to achieve the aim that we started off with. Um, this is what the National Executive Committee of IAPN is. The current president is Dr. PC Vijay Kumar, who, at Surya Hospital in Chennai. He's an intensivist. Dr. Shiv Shankar is the honorary vice president nutrition at Tata Memorial Hospital, Mumbai. Dr. Biju Potakat is the honorary vice president medical at Jipmar, Pondicherry. So the aim again is to be as inclusive as possible and to have equal representation from dietitians and doctors. Uh, Dr. Lekha is the honorary secretary at Apollo Hospitals, Chennai. Dr. Shilpa Varma is the joint secretary at Belugu Hospital in Mumbai. Datta Patel is honorary treasurer, DY Patil Hospital, Navi Mumbai. I am with the hypertension core group. Priya Karkera was with us handling media until recently. Ritika Samadar was the organizing secretary for ICNC Delhi 2022. Srimati uh, Venkatraman at Bangalore is with the Trustwell Hospitals, I believe, and she's handling all events along with Ritika. So any query that you have, any events that you want to plan, please route it through your chapter and Srimati. Sangmitra ma'am is taking care of the ASPEN memberships, and Anshu Mehra ma'am from Meerut is taking care of the media and the Facebook and the website right now. Do have a look at the website because a lot of the events and activities have been uploaded there. We have also collaborated with NetProfan, which is a network for professionals of food and nutrition. It is an initiative by FSSAI to again bring people from different faculties related to nutrition on board. So you have chefs and you have dietitians and agriculturists as part of NetProfan. This was done this year. This collaboration started this year, and it was in February that all of us celebrated the Malnutrition Month in collaboration with NetProfan with a special focus on food nutrition. So we did do nutritional interventions, we did nutrition awareness programs, different activities were conducted, there was social media presence, there was newspaper presence, media is where we got involved with. There were a lot of interviews and news snippets that did come up. These are a few snapshots again from the different activities that have taken place across the country. So when someone says that what can we do, believe me, you can do absolutely anything that interests you, that is going to probably contribute towards the aim of IAPN, be it training, be it nutrition awareness, be it talking to the community or talking to healthcare professionals. Absolutely anything is what is something that you could do. A yoga day was also celebrated. There were different chapters have contributed towards it, and Calcutta has been also one of those that have been part of it. Yesterday was what we had, the protein panel program. Again, a fantastic program, because this is where we talked about the role and the perception of protein in different diseases in the hospital. So critical care was the focus here. We did also a few days back have the dysphagia program on stroke, and the in-body program with the Surat chapter. Bidita Shah had led that program. So again, there is no stopping, there is no restriction, and there's no limit to what you can achieve and what you can't. ICNC 2023 would be conducted in Chennai. I request all of you and invite all of you to please be present in Chennai in February 2023 and be a part of all the programs, all the updates that are going to take place during this time. We would we would love to have you there, and we would love to, maybe get to know all of you independently. Now ultimately the question remains, maybe that's where we started with having this program today, as in, why do we want to join? Now you have core groups, you have research, you have courses, you have journal, we have the journal as well. There are various conferences, webinars, competitions, programs that would be undertaken. uh, there is a newsletter, so if you're an IAPN member, you can contribute to the newsletter. I think Pallavi Chatterjee has been uh, consistently being part of the competitions, and Koyal has always had at least one article for our newsletter. So I request all of you to please share your articles, photographs, and your events with the newsletter. The advantage, maybe the biggest advantage, is what I have always felt, to be able to connect with people, to be able to establish a network, which, believe me, as an individual you cannot do. You need to have an association or a society to help you with that. I would share the membership link again on the group or with Koel, and Koel can maybe forward it to everyone. And I look forward to all of you being a member. I've kept the presentation pretty small and concise. Um, Hoping to have a more interactive
Yeah.
session today and to answer whatever questions you do have.
Thank you, Dr. Mansi, for a brief introduction about the IAPN. So in these few minutes, we came to know many activities of IAPN and hope the doubts are clear. And even the journals, quality awards, about the quality awards you have mentioned about Pallavi. So Ipshita ma'am is there with us. Ipshita di, if you like to share few words, we will be enlightened. Thank you, Ipshita di, for joining. Yeah, Ipshita di, are you there? Okay, so ma'am's
Dikshita ma'am,
network
you've
is
gone on mute, I think.
having some problem. Yes. So before Ipshita ma'am's come, Bijaya Mukherjee ma'am from Amity is there. So she is also the oldest member in this Kolkata chapter. If you like to share 2-3 words about IPN.
First of all, I am very, very happy to see Dr. Mansi here today amongst us and sharing the insights about the IAPEN. Like when we took the membership of IAPEN and all, like I myself, I participated in the article writing and all, and IAPEN indeed is a very good platform, like for the budding, for the experienced, wherein people can actually showcase their talents and can also get connected to the industry and the industry work. So that way, I would be ever indebted to IFN, especially due to Mansi. I mean, like, I have a very soft corner for her, especially due to Mansi. It was her, like, who introduced me to this IFN, and like, so far the journey has been quite good. And today also, Mansi has given a very beautiful insight about the organization, as she has said very correctly that if you really want to do some work, then by alone, but if you are doing it, how many people would be knowing, right? But then if you are getting branded or getting attached with an association like IAPEN, and then automatically your work is getting published, your people are coming to know about you, and then you can be joined with the other manpowers also, and together by forming a team, you can reach out to much more people, or probably your ideas can help others also to take up similar ideas to do the work in the field and all, because nutrition is not just about the curative part in the hospitals, but it is equally important in the field also as a preventive. Let food be Thai medicine, so work on it, right?
Absolutely.
So
Very true.
very nice that 135 people have already joined the session. So it is really nice. So if any of you have any
I
questions to,
think there's a question by Ria Paul, and like I said, uh, there have been multiple questions on multiple occasions, especially from students, um, about career, about internship. Um, with an association, honestly, we cannot provide you internships. We cannot provide you with a career. I mean, that's probably the harsh reality. I'm not a very diplomatic person to put it in a very, very beautifully, but that's not something that an association can do. What an association would rather help you with is upgrading yourselves, having more skills, maybe giving you an edge over others because you've been part of so many programs, because you've interacted with so many people. Trust me, in the past 5 years, I doubt if I have read extensively from a book. I mean, I am a bookworm, so I do read, but the amount of reading has gone down and my knowledge updation has not stopped because I have been part in so many programs that you sit and listen to people and you get a very synthesized version of what people have read and studied. So if I want to talk about oncology today, or if I want to understand oncology today, I just need to listen to one or a few of the webinars by Shiv Shankar sir, and I will get what actually happens on ground. I do not have to start from a very basic book and read all of it. So that updation that is required, which probably someone who's not part of an association would not have, is what you will get when you are in an association. When you participate in competitions, believe me, those are skills that you are upgrading and which are required. It gives you a different confidence. You can reach out to people and tell them that this is an interview I'm going to. What do you think should I prepare with? How do you think should I prepare with? And as far as my experience goes with IAPN, anyone who messages, anyone who reaches out to any of the members in IAPN, people have been very, very responsive. At least I can vouch for myself. If anyone of you wants to talk about that, I'm always there. I think my phone number now is with everyone, so feel free to drop in a message. But yes, fight for internship, the way you've put it, it is a struggle. It is a fight which all of us have gone through. Not just you, not just me, not just the seniors that you see here. Everyone has gone through the struggle, and only then are we here in front of you. All of us have charted our own path ahead. Uh, we all started as interns. Probably some of us have started in the same hospital, same place. But today, where you see us is at different places. Because what our interest was, what our skills were, what our opportunities were, how we utilized that opportunity have varied. So I don't know if I've answered your question or not, but I've
yeah,
tried.
obviously you have given a brief answer. There are many questions. Before that, I request Koel if you can put the IAPN life member link in the chat box. Many of are asking for that. It will be easy task for you. So
Okay,
going to
so
Suparna, then there is a raised hand IAPN Prayagraj chapter.
one
And
sec, Samyundi. I
Suparna,
think there is Arunima Banik who's asked about Suparna. Just a moment.
Okay.
She's asked about the present membership charges. So 2,500 is the present membership charges, life
Okay.
membership. So which is honestly not very expensive. If you go to the international societies who have international collaborations, most of them have a yearly membership of 10,000. So we are still uh, under the developed country, so we are lucky to have this membership. And yes, you can take the membership, as Soumyandu mentioned. Koyal would be sharing the link with all of you. And what are the benefits? I think I've already explained the benefits of getting a membership. And currently doing MSc, yes, you can apply for a membership as an MSc. Fees and process, we've explained. It's a Google form. You pay
Yes.
the membership, you share your CV, because we would be validating the members. And yes, we can expect more courses in the future which would be focused on critical care, oncology, gastro, but probably not in the near future, but maybe maybe 6 months or 1 year or so. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Suparna.
Parna,
Then Kriti Tapa, then IAPN Prayagraj chapter. The three of them has raised that.
raise hands. Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. It is very nice that we have got the opportunity to attend such nice meeting. So I was thinking, many of us were thinking of taking life membership of IAPEN, and it is nice to know that already you have already answered so many of our questions there. So actually, I was wondering that it would be nice if we dietitians have also a governance body or a council of our own, so that there should be some regulations. And just some people, I should not take any name, but many doctors, many other professionals are also prescribing random diet charts or giving random printed formats. So this should be controlled and customized, and we should have a same page position with the team. It's a teamwork, medical professionals, so we
True.
could get a chance to interact
I
everywhere.
understand completely, and I think that is something that the government has been working with, because the allied healthcare, we've been included under allied healthcare for the NMC bill. Uh, but on a very different note, how many of us consume crocine?
Many,
Almost all.
many. Yes,
How many times do
many
you
people.
give a call to the doctor and ask him, "Can I consume crocine?" Do we do that every time?
Not much
No,
people do that.
not much. And very, very rarely would we do it. So, what I'm trying
Yes,
to say is, I'm not saying that prescribing a diet is right. But what I'm saying is, crocine, you would have maybe just 4 times a year, right? Diet, you have 3 to 4 times a day.
yes,
There will always be people who talk about diet. It is good for us that they talk about it. If we make ourselves strong enough with good evidence, with good marketing, with good interpersonal skills, believe me, you can overcome any of the challenges that you've talked about. Having a counsel is important. That goes unsaid. I mean, that goes unsaid. What I'm trying to
yes,
say is, as maybe when we start, we hear a lot of these things that, so and so is prescribing a diet, the doctor is prescribing a diet. But
yes,
when the case goes bad, it the same doctor refers the patient to you,
yes,
right? So get yourself at
right,
a point where the doctor feels that no, I should refer it before the patient goes bad,
yes. So we
right?
should be upgrading ourselves continuously.
Continuous upgradation and understanding basics of anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. Until and unless you don't know these, believe me, nutrition science and nutrition biochemistry does not make sense.
Right.
Yes,
I mean,
I,
अगर आपको
I
यही नहीं
agree. I
पता,
totally agree. Yes,
I mean, if you don't know where the liver is, how does it matter liver का क्या function है? You need to
exactly.
start from where is it, because the position matters as well. Patient आपके पास आएगा, if the patient has not gone to a doctor and has come directly to you, you should be good enough to at least give a provisional diagnosis to the patient.
True.
I'm not saying give a diagnosis, get it verified by a doctor, but mentally you should know what system, what organ, what condition are you dealing with.
In
Yes.
our syllabus, we are a bit unfortunate that anatomy is not there. The
Not there.
dissection part should be there in a dietitian's profession also.
Yes.
Even
Even
if it is
physiology needs to be much more in detail.
फिजियोथेरापिस्ट जो है उन लोगों के सिलेबस में भी होता है
होता है.
डिसेक्शंस एंड एनाटॉमी बट
Right.
फिजियोलॉजी बायोकेमिस्ट्री विदाउट दैट वी कैन नॉट टॉक विद द डॉक्टर्स इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट to upgrade ourselves. So without wasting time, Kriti Tapa Datta, what is your question?
Yes, my question is like, thank you for giving a holistic approach towards dietitian and the total health
Ma'am, just
work
I want to
platform.
say one thing.
Yes,
Yes, just a minute, Kriti
Hello?
Tapa. Koel want to say
yes.
something. Yes, Koel.
No, please continue. Please continue. Actually,
Okay,
I want
okay,
to
okay.
mention one thing. If our subject is introduced in a medical college or research center, maybe established in the medical college, our subject may be very progressive afterwards. That is the one insight I have.
Yes. True, I agree.
True.
That is how nutrition awareness will increase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I face many obstacles when I am doing my research in a medical college.
Research.
So there are lots of questions and controversies are going on. Why you come for critical care nutrition? It's not needed initially.
True.
I have faced many things. Now they understand in critical care nutrition is equally important than rather than medicines. Only medicine is not the curative part, right? So
Very
that's
true.
why. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kriti Tapa, I think you are in the
Yes.
hospital right now. Yes,
Yes,
thank you for
yes, sir.
joining.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, what I have just learned from IPN, what they are offering, this is a very good commendable. It's very commendable. But one thing, being a practicing dietitian in a hospital, we do come across many cases where we, as a team, might be discussing, but the role of a dietitian is the least over there. What I have come across. So,
Mhm.
but there are doctors. I'm not saying that all doctors do not take our approach as well. There are doctors who really supports us, but even then, we need to be a strong committee. What I have
Yes.
felt. So, can I have an approach that IPN supports us from like to be as strong, to be have a guideline at every case, like a doctor has a association or something which is strong enough so that they can fight
True.
for
So that's
like
probably the
for
aim
an
of
yes,
IAPN, and that is why we are talking about an interdisciplinary approach. Because when we talk about involving doctors in the nutrition care process, that's what we are trying to achieve. That okay, this is a particular case. What is the doctor trying to achieve, and what is the dietitian trying to achieve? Let's say we have a patient in the ICU on a ventilator. We probably are not trying to achieve glycemic control immediately. Our main aim is to avoid malnutrition,
sure,
right? So to align the objectives is what IAPN is aiming, and that's one of the major reasons why we have doctors on board as well, so that the awareness, the literacy, the importance of nutrition is conveyed to all people, to all faculties. So a nurse who looks at a patient should say that okay, I need to call a dietitian here. So
yes,
until
it's a
and
teamwork.
unless, yes, and until and unless she's involved in an association where dietitians are there discussing their cases, she would not be able to appreciate what a dietitian or a nutritionist can offer. So yes, you're right, absolutely right.
Yes, and
We
that's
need
the
to,
request. Yeah, that's a request. Like after taking a membership or further in the further courses also, do we get that help from the IPN
so
uh,
yes, so
like the community?
what you would get is maybe not a direct help here,
Yes, but
directly connecting her,
no, no,
but
it's not that. Some
but
sort of support so that we
Um,
can
what
place our
support?
case forward.
What support would you?
Like there should be some guidelines that okay, this is how we should approach.
Yes. So yes, consensus statements is something that we are looking at coming up. We are planning to have different core groups would be proposing certain guidelines and consensus statements, but believe me, that takes a long time because it has to be backed by research. So, I mean, if you look at, I don't know how many of you are involved with the May measurement month, we are collecting data for research so that we can come up with individualized guidelines for countries.
Okay.
That is one of the major aims of MMM as well. So that's maybe what we would need to, in the long term focus at. But it's not something that can happen in a year or two.
But
Developing
still,
consensus. Yes,
but
yes,
still,
absolutely.
we
Yes,
can
no,
have it
there would
in the
be
long.
a lot of guidelines that would be proposed. There
Yes.
would be a lot of guidelines which would be supported by IAPN. Not all guidelines need to be constructed or developed by IAPN. So maybe something that has been proposed by ESPN, we say that, okay, you need to just modify this, and this is what uh, a consensus statement would look like for an Indian patient. So yeah,
Yes. So we can approach you, means you
absolutely,
stand,
yes,
yes, the
yes,
committee
yes,
stands with us. Like
absolutely,
we can
yes.
ask for that.
We can
Thank you.
also look at collaborating and developing. So someone who's specializing in a specific field can actually start proposing, and maybe we come together and develop something. Like I said, we can't do it in
Yes.
isolation. It's not just the 9, 10 people I showed you who can do it independently. We are all in it together.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am,
Thank
I
you.
would like one thing to say. Like, IAPEN is the pathfinder, at least for me, because they are giving so much of opportunity. And I would like to say Mansi ma'am is the one who is continuously supporting me in terms of my research, in terms of my progression everywhere. And being a secretary, I don't know whether I was eligible or not. Mansi ma'am is the first person who forced me, well, please go ahead. So for me, IPEN is a pathfinder and is the only active organization, I guess, in India working for for our fraternity. That is very important. I guess all our members are, all the delegates are saying the same thing. We are being neglected, and IPEN is the first and furthermost organization for me, at least, who encourage a lot like me, who are very junior. So thank you so much, Mansi ma'am.
While
Thank you.
you're
I'm
being
very sorry I
modest,
can't.
no,
Huh?
you're being very modest. You've got the chapter to this point that we have 117 members. Talking to people, getting them on board is not something that's easy. It is a lot of modesty and humility that you do have, and yes, caliber. Uh, and I'm sure you have the support of Sangmitra ma'am, Somyundu,
Yes.
Aritra Khan, Bijoya, Ipshita ma'am,
If
Sideshna, I believe. All of you have actually come together to develop a very strong chapter.
everyone are there and everyone is very enterprising. I must say one thing, they are supporting me. I'm a very junior from them, but they're supporting me a lot, guiding me a lot. I'm very thankful. I'm always welcoming other members, our juniors, seniors, everyone to come on board. So my best from my end, and thank you so much, Mansi ma'am, for giving us the opportunity and to be there today. And I'm very sorry I can't be connected because I'm traveling. And
You are
I want
traveling.
to thank Shomen Duda as well for taking that initiative. And thank you all the members to join us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, especially all
Thank
of
you
you.
so much. So one question from long time, IAPN Prayagraj chapter, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank
Hi,
you.
ma'am.
Hiya.
Yeah,
There is already
thank you,
so much
ma'am.
spoken about you, Mansi ma'am, that I'm falling short of words to say anything about you. It's only going to resonate or echo the same that everybody has spoken about. And thank you for
Thank
always
you.
being a pillar of strength for all of us. And congratulations, Calcutta chapter, for giving us this platform. It was much needed and much awaited. Two, three things that I would like to say, ma'am. Just like you spoke about Pallavi Chatterjee, well, I'd like to make special mention of her name. We had connected during an IDA convention in Kolkata. Since then, we've been in touch, and she has kind of attended most of the programs that have been
Yes.
so far.
She is
So,
there
many
also today, I think.
congratulations
Yeah.
to her in person. Two questions that I would like, or two suggestions, if I may say.
Mhm.
Mute. Everybody keep on you mute. Yes. Yeah, ma'am, you can continue.
Yeah, two things that I'd like to say, ma'am. Just like you two would have come across something like Ayush Ministry bringing about, certified nutritionists in a span of 2 hours. Because we are a growing organization and we have so much of strength. I mean, I think as Koel said it correctly, we are one of the leading ones, associations in India now. Can we do something about it? Because it is going, far too away from our reach, and we as an association maybe can work
Ma'am,
towards it.
fingers
Yeah,
crossed. I hope.
fingers crossed. Yeah,
Fingers
because
crossed. I really hope.
but giving it the importance it deserves. This is something that cannot be sidelined, because that's what's
Absolutely.
grooming and blooming, and then it's again just like other organizations. We will be once upon a time. That it doesn't take long for it to become one. The second thing, like I read in the chapter secretary WhatsApp message, if we can have webinars, recordings of webinars. Somehow we missed on, the last webinar on dysphagia. And,
Yes.
the propulse, the protein,
The
that one
protein
was
panel.
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, protein.
If you have a YouTube channel, if you have a YouTube channel of IAPN, and if we get this,
I think we are starting with the YouTube channel soon. So that's already
we can
in
get the
the
recordings
process.
of this
But
important.
Yeah, maybe if the previous ones, because its time has collapsed, but the recent ones, as recent as this, about a week, if we have the recordings, because I understand that we keep it for about 5, 7 days.
True.
So if you think it
We-
is possible, we'd appreciate.
Yes,
Because
absolutely. I think
it's
that's
not to be
already
missed.
put in.
Yeah.
The wheels have started being there already. So we
Okay.
are planning to have a YouTube channel. We've started working on it already, and we do plan to put up all the webinars, at least for the ones that we do get the permission to record. All of those and all programs for which the recording is there, we do plan to put up on the YouTube channel.
Excellent, ma'am. Thank you for having answered those two questions, and thank you for being there. And it's so
Thank
so
you
nice
so
to
much,
see you.
ma'am, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ipshita ma'am is back again. Ipshita ma'am is in hospital right now, I think. So
Yeah.
Hi,
she's
Mansi.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I was listening to you I was in the lift, so it got disconnected.
Got disconnected. No worries.
I heard everything. Really, thank you very much for enlightening us with all the IPN activities. Most of us know everything, but lots of new members are who want to be members. So they really wanted to know what exactly IPN is and what are the activities and all those stuff. Really thankful to you and Shomendu for handling and creating and everything. So Shomendu is, you must be knowing by this time, he's a very, very active person in
Very
Kolkata.
active. Very
Very
active.
active. So
Yes.
we depend a lot on him for our outreach activities and all. So even Bijoy is also there, who is in Amity University attached with. So we can have a good support from her end also. So we are like depending on these two people at least for a good support in Kolkata chapter.
So, ma'am,
Sure.
all of you are there,
Anytime.
be it from critical care to nutrition colleges to outreach. And I think Calcutta is one chapter which has come up with activities on all these levels. It's not just one. So you guys have had it all across, which is commendable. Absolutely commendable.
And ma'am is a very senior person of IDEA as well, and
Yes.
she has a lot of experiences. So somebody
honored
was
to
saying
have her on
about the
board.
council
And she's
formations.
always at support. She's always
Yeah.
on call. Like, whenever we need any kind of any support, just like an elder sister, she is there. Okay, I'm there.
And always
What?
with a smile. I mean, I've
Always
always,
with a
always,
smile.
I've
always
always
with a-
seen her, whatever be the situation, whatever, I've always seen her with a smile.
Yes, with that same grace, with that same beautiful smile, she's always there. She supports the juniors a lot. Unlike others, I am saying this in this platform, but she always supports the juniors a lot.
Thank you so much.
We are really thankful to you, Ishitadi.
Yes,
And,
even ma'am
and
in,
probably ma'am would be able to guide us more on the council.
yeah.
We
Have
are
more
trying
updates.
because we
It's
badly
tough.
need it. We badly need it.
We badly need it.
We badly need it because we are the fraternity who are not governed thoroughly. So whichever way they want, we are being handled like that. It's
Yes.
pathetic.
Very true. I think, ma'am, if we do show strength of numbers, I mean,
We have submitted everything,
I
but the
remember
main thing
those.
is previously we tried to have a council for dietitians and nutritionists, but these days, present central government, they are clubbing us with
Allied
other
healthcare.
this thing, different paramedics. So whatever way government has to, we have to
I
accept
think we
that.
need to also have terminologies very clear. Who is a dietitian, who is a nutritionist? I mean,
Absolutely.
you know,
And not only that, Mansi, one more thing, there is no uniformity of syllabus in Pan India.
No.
There is no
Yes,
uniformity.
Internship,
exactly.
new syllabus, nothing. I mean, yeah, I think that
And
that's probably something we'll discuss.
another problem is they're like small certification course. After doing that 6 months course, 3 months course, somebody is opening a chamber and calling him or her as a dietitian,
Dietitian.
which is not acceptable.
Yes.
We are studying
So that
we are studying for so many years.
dietitian, the standardization needs to be there, but I think we'll all get together and do that one day.
Of course,
Right.
we have to do it. Till we are there, we have to do something. Thank you, Mansi. Thank you for your
Thank
support
you
and
for giving
valuable
time.
time on your Sunday.
Thank you.
So we will going to close. Hope you have we got all the answers. So anything you required, any raised hand is there. Chat box answer we have given. Debomita, Pritha, do you have anything to ask? I think ma'am has given you answer. Pritha, Bose.
Yes. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, all the eminent faculties over here. I'm really blessed to be a part of today's conference. Ma'am, my question was well answered by you, and I'm feeling very inclined towards taking a life membership. I'm currently doing my master's, and
Pritha
I
is
just
from
wanted
Ranchi,
to.
I think, na? You are from Ranchi.
So, ma'am, from Ranchi, Jharkhand. So, will I be eligible to take the membership of Kolkata chapter because I'm more well connected to Kolkata?
All
That's
right.
why.
So the process is very simple. There is a centralized membership. The membership gets generated from the center, and your current address is where you would be a member. If you do change your place, you need to send in a mail saying that my present residence or my present address of correspondence maybe is Ranchi now, and so you start getting active in the Ranchi chapter. And it is a very simple, I mean, the process is very, very simple. Even if you drop in a message to Koel tomorrow and say that now I want to be contribute towards Ranchi chapter because I'm shifting physically there, she would be able to help you to provide with the details of the chapter designations there, and you can get in touch with them directly and they'll take you on board.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Debomita, yes, Debomita, you can go ahead with
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, all my eminent faculties. Thank you so much. And this has been a very enriching session, and you have answered all the questions so well. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Debamita, and thank you all of you for being here today on a Sunday. And as students, I recognize how difficult it is to give away your Sunday for such a program.
There is a
Clarify
question, I
again.
think, in the chat box. Arunima.
Difference between
Arunima is.
dietitian and nutritionist. So as of in India, we do not really have a difference between dietitian and nutritionist. But if you travel to more developed countries, a dietitian is someone who's recognized, who's registered, is a person who would be a dietitian, and a nutritionist is more of a general term. So that person becomes a nutritionist. So the ones we talk about, 6-month courses and stuff, they are more of nutritionists maybe, but a dietitian would be a person who is registered. But again, in India, we use it interchangeably, and that is what my understanding till date is.
I have given the link of
What
IAPEN
is
membership.
licensed dietitians? Okay, so we do not have a license for dietitians in India. So we do not have anything called as a licensed dietitian in India. An RD is there that is organized by IDA. But again, since we do not have a council, it is again a challenge to look at eligibility. I mean, the day we have a council, you'll have to probably do an RD again. But yes, IDA has initiated the RD program, and an RD is something that you can become in India.
But
we
in
don't have a
continuation with,
license.
this is Ipshita, in continuation with what Mansi has said, till council is formed, even RD is also not supported by government. So whatever,
Yes.
we are all RDs, so we RDs, but the registration number we have, that is also under, like, I cannot
Under
say
an
we are
association.
registered. It's
Yes.
not a, till council is formed, we do not have any number. Like medical council, they have a registration number. Nursing council, they have a
We don't
number.
have it.
But as of now, in India, pan India, whichever association you are related with, we do not have any number in such, in that way.
True.
And
I
ma'am,
agree. Yeah.
can I add to this? I had a doubt. I have been following this association because Vijaya ma'am, Shomindu sir, all are a part of that. I have been getting updates. So I always wanted to associate, but at the same time, a person like me or who has educational background like me, because I in bachelor's I did microbiology from Xavier's. Then I shifted to dietetics under IGNU in KPC Medical College because dietetics degree was that time only where there with. So that also is not accepted by IDA. So IDA doesn't accept who hasn't done 5 years nutrition. So I
I
couldn't give.
I think we are digressing from our topic today.
I
No, no,
But
request
no,
you, please
ma'am.
do not
That's what I'm
raise any
saying.
topic
no,
regarding ID.
Ma'am,
This is
my
an
question
IPN
is,
meeting.
no, no, no.
Please.
ma'am.
One sec. I'm not pointing out towards idea or
No, no,
IAPN or
ma'am. My
anything.
question
My
is
I've
regarding.
understood your question. Like we said earlier, until and unless we have a standardization of who can be a member, who cannot be, what the membership, I'm sorry, who can be a dietitian, who would not be called a dietitian, and in the bargain who becomes a member, it would be a challenge. As of now, if IGNO, being a government organization, offers this course to you, then maybe it's good to go. I mean, that's all I can say. But yes, maybe the idea behind the 5 years of education is that uh, we do not have people who are not adequately trained. I'm not saying that you are not trained. I'm just saying that it would, the chances of you having completed 5 years and thus being much better trained would always be more. But this is always up for discussion and controversies. So I guess we'll have to wait for a few more years to have a
Ma'am,
clarity
my
on this.
question was in this association because it's based on clinical nutrition.
Mhm.
We people who don't have 5 years of
You
background
should still be
education.
eligible. I think you should still be eligible. You just need, if you've done a proper master's in nutrition,
Yeah, I've done my master's in dietetics
you
from
should be
IGNU.
eligible. You should be eligible. You'll have to just drop in a mail to the membership committee and
Sure,
they will clarify on this.
sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mansi. So it is time to close the session, and we will have more session like this because interaction is always required, and people should clear their doubts. So many of their doubts are cleared. I have shared the Google form in the chat box. Those who want to take membership, you can just copy this Google form and you can go through the procedure. If anything required, you can call me or Koel. So thank you once again, all the seniors, all the students, all the practicing dietitians, diabetes educator for joining the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you.
and have a great Sunday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.